Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie. We are doing our January TBR for 2025. I cannot believe we are entering an entirely new year. 2024 was honestly a hard reading year for me. I read way less books than I did in 2023, which is obviously okay. I just really want to get back into my love for reading in 2025. So for today's TBR, we're doing a little bit of a twist, and we are still doing my TBR jar chooses my reads for January, but I have put all the series up here that I am in the middle of currently. So none of these are going to be new books. I really want to focus on getting through the series I've already started, just reading the books that I already have on my bookshelves in the year 2025. That's what we're going to do for our January TBR. I'm honestly so excited. There are a lot of books on here that I've had for a very long time, or that have been released for a very long time that I just haven't gotten to, but we're just going to get right on into it. So this TBR is going to be book series I'm currently in the middle of. Book number one, I'm honestly so excited because I obviously already have an idea of what all of these books are about because I've already read either the first, second, third books of these series. Book number one of our January TBR for the new year is a book that's part of a trilogy. Ooh, okay, this is fun because obviously all of these are series, so I kind of have to figure out which ones are trilogies. So we're gonna go through and figure that out. I want to say Hook, Line, and Sinker is part of a trilogy. Leather and Lark, there's only one other book out right now. I don't know how many books there's going to be in the series. Ooh, okay, Once Upon a Broken Heart, I think that's only a trilogy, right? Yes, okay, this is a trilogy. This is a trilogy. Pretty sure this one is. I know the third one's coming out of this, but I don't know how many she's expecting to release. That's not. Magnolia Parks is not. That's not. Okay, I just realized I had the wrong book for this one. I'm on the second book, and this is the second book. I don't know why I had picked up the first book. It's the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I'm in the middle of the second book, actually. I read about half of it. My best friend annotated it for me for my birthday. Read about half of it, and then I got into a huge slump, so I set it down. I just haven't picked it back up. I really need to finish it. This is obviously like a romantic-y kind of series. I really enjoyed the first one. I think I gave it 4 stars. This book's about Evangeline Fox and the Prince of Hearts. I honestly can't say too many things about these books because they're obviously continuations of different series, so I don't want to spoil the first books if you guys haven't read them yet, but it is a romantic-y series, and I'm very excited to read the second one. But this is definitely going to be on our TBR for January, and we're gonna get this done in January 2025. Book number 2 of our January TBR is a book you've had for a long time. I've honestly had so many of these books for a really long time. I'm not really sure which one I've had the longest. I think I'm gonna go with Hopeless for this because I have had Hopeless for quite a long time. I've obviously read the other 4 books in the series of the Chestnut Spring series if you guys haven't read this series, which I'm sure most of you guys have, but I haven't gotten around to the last book, which is Hopeless. So if you guys haven't read the Chestnut Spring series, it's a small town cowboy romance series. I loved all the other books. I just haven't gotten around to this one. And this one's specifically about Bo Eaton. Every one of the books obviously focuses on a different character, but they're all interconnected. Bo actually enters a fake marriage with Bailey. Bo's like 35, Bailey's young 20s, so there's a little bit of an age difference between them. So they actually start a bet. Bo doesn't think that anyone holds Bailey's last name against her, so he offers hers to kind of prove a point. So they enter this fake engagement. Obviously things develop in their relationship, and Bailey kind of falls for Bo. I'm very excited to finish the series. I just haven't yet, so we're definitely gonna add this to the TBR because we are going to be finishing series this year, guys, I promise. Book number 3 of our January TBR is a book with a cover you don't like. Let's see. This is hard because a lot of these covers are kind of plain. For this one, I'm gonna go with Keeping 13. It's not that I hate the covers, they're just like not my favorite covers on the books that I have on this cart, so I'm gonna choose this also because I really want to read it. If you guys don't know this series, it's very hyped up, as it should be. The first book was spectacular, 5 stars. I loved it so much. If you haven't read it, I totally recommend, but I am now on to Keeping 13, which is the second book in the Boys of Tommen series. This book's about Johnny Kavanaugh and Shannon Lynch. In the first book, she's had a really tough time at her other school, so she transfers to Tommen College, which is where she meets Johnny. Johnny's this rugby superstar. He's super popular with everyone. They kind of build a friendship and romance together, but there's a lot of deep things that happen in that book that ends in a cliffhanger into this book, so I've been dying to read it. I'm very excited to continue on with the series. Let me know if you guys have read this whole series or parts of the series, and let me know if you're as obsessed with it as I am because it's so good. I cannot wait to continue on. So this is gonna be our 3rd book of our January TBR. Book number 4 of the January TBR is a book with a pink cover. We do have 2 pink covers on the January TBR, which are A Court of Wings and Ruin and Love Unwritten. We're going big with this one. I've really been itching lately to continue on with the acotar series. If you guys don't know, I honestly read the first 2 acotar books. It wasn't this year, but it wasn't last year. I'm pretty sure the year before this year, and I really enjoyed them. I liked the second one better than the first one, but loved them both. This book honestly has just always intimidated me. It's such a thick book. It's like almost 700 pages, so it's a very thick book. So I think I've always just been intimidated by how many pages it has, but I've really been dying to get into this one. And I've honestly seen a lot of immersive reading TikToks lately, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically where you listen to the book as you read it. I read some of the first and second one, and I also listened to it, and I love the audiobooks of it, so I really have been dying to listen to the audiobook of this while immersive reading it. But it has obviously the stunning pink cover. I really am excited to continue on with this series and hopefully finish it this year, adding A Court of Wings and Ruin to the January TBR. And honestly, I think I'm only going to do like 2 more books just because I don't want to overwhelm myself. I already have a very like thick books in this stack for January, and I don't want to like pressure myself going into the new year just because I've had a little bit of a hard reading year. I don't want it to go too crazy, so I think we're going to do 2 more books. Book number 5 going into the new year, we have A Book That Ends in an Even Number of Pages. This is kind of going to be my pick obviously because I just had to find a book that ends in an even number. The 2 series I really wanted to continue are Addicted Calloway Sisters series and then the Off-Campus series. So I'm in the middle of both of these. I think I'm on book number 5 of the Addicted Calloway series and then book number 4 of the Off-Campus series. So let's see how many pages each of these has. Sad. Okay, this is 515, so that doesn't count. It's not even. Ooh, okay, 358. So obviously an even number. So we're gonna add this to the TBR. If you guys don't know about the Off-Campus series, it's basically like a hockey romance college series. I love it so much. The only reason that I have been putting this book off is because it has a pregnancy trope in it. I don't love pregnancy tropes in books all the time, so that's honestly the main reason that I've been putting this series off. I haven't continued it, but I do like love the series overall, so I really want to get through it this year. This is book number 4 in the Off-Campus series. This book is about Sabrina and Tucker. Sabrina kind of has her whole life planned out. She wants to graduate and then go to law school and then find an amazing job. Tucker is this like star hockey player. They end up having a one-night stand and she gets pregnant. So Tucker becomes a dad at 22 years old, which is obviously very young, and especially if you're not expecting it. Again, just been avoiding it because of the pregnancy trope, but hopefully I still like it. So we're gonna add this to the January TBR for our 5th book. And the 6th and last book I'm gonna add to the January TBR is a book recommended by someone else. The book I'm gonna choose for this prompt is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. I have heard people say that they like this one better than the second one, so I really want to get to it. I love Lucy Score so much. I just feel like we need to get it off TBR, so that's what we're gonna do. But this book's about Lucian and Sloane. They are characters in past books if you haven't read the Knock 'Em Out series. So Lucian is kind of that person that wants to rebuild his name and build his empire. He and Sloane are kind of enemies, but they're both bonded by an old dark secret. Sloane does not trust Lucian at all, but obviously they end up starting a little romance out of their disdain for each other. So it is an enemies to lovers book, and I do love me some enemies to lovers. So I'm excited to finally finish this series, and we're going to add this as our last book for our January TBR. Okay, those are all the books I'm going to be adding to my January TBR. I kind of want to keep it simple. I chose 6 books, but a lot of them are very hefty books, so I just want to kind of take the pressure off and not add so many books that I feel overwhelmed. But I'm very excited to finish a series I'm in the middle of. I'm going to be filming a video where I actually read and finish the series I'm in the middle of, so I hope you guys are excited. But I'm very excited to get through books that I've already started and kind of knock them off my TBR finally, because I have so many books in my book room that I just have yet to finish, even though I've had them forever. So this is a good start, I think. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited for 2025. There's some crazy things happening in my life that I'm very excited to hopefully eventually share with you guys. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all the support you've given me the past 2 years doing booktube. I seriously cannot thank you guys enough. I've built so many friendships off of booktube and bookstagram and everything in between. So thank you for everyone who's ever watched my videos this year or interacted with any of my posts. I truly cannot tell you how much each and every one of you mean to me. So I just want to say thank you, but I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.